Welcome to Film and Page. I'm Dominic, and in this video I'm going to be talking about Picard, the Season 3 trailer. So this trailer dropped a little while ago, and after watching it a couple times, the first trailer that came out didn't really give much away, didn't really tease a whole lot, so there wasn't really a lot to talk about, with the exception of the Titan A. So I have to say, right off the bat, honestly, this trailer got me excited, the second trailer. For this season. Now, I've talked about the first two seasons of Picard on my channel and how disappointed I was with those first two seasons. I really didn't like them. I thought they were just some of the worst Star Trek I've ever watched. And, a lot of the modern Trek has been disappointing. Star Trek Picard I haven't liked it. That's been disappointing. I haven't been able to get into Discovery. Same thing with Lower Decks. I haven't really watched Prodigy yet. The one bright spot I really did enjoy, Strange New Worlds, that first season. I thought that series was trying to get a little bit more back on track, and that's what I'm hoping this final season of Picard does. So some of the things I liked in the trailer, it's cool to see all the crew getting back together again, the original cast, all of them, and not just a few here and there. On top of that, it's cool to see them get a new ship, even though it isn't the Enterprise. It's the Titan A. Now, as for the design of that ship, I'm going to be honest, I'm not really the biggest fan of that design. It's okay, but I think there's a lot better designs. Also, it was cool to see the Enterprise F in the trailer. That was something that was designed part of the online game, if I'm not mistaken, that new version of the Enterprise. And now we have a new villain who has a very interesting look. The actress was familiar. I had to look her up, and she was in Pulp Fiction, I believe, and some other stuff. And why she has this history, why she wants to destroy Picard, unknown. But now the two big surprises in this was Moriarty and Lore. And seeing that upon initially seeing the trailer, I just assumed they're going to be villains, but we don't really know that. I don't know that. That's just an assumption. I don't know how they're going to be tied into the overall storyline. So it did get me excited. And on top of that, it looks like Geordi LaForge's daughter is going to be in this. And it seems like Raffi it looks from the trailer like she's off on some side mission doing something. So some interesting stuff. So some stuff got me excited. Now, the other thing that has kind of got my interest high in Picard Season 3 is Robert Meyer Burnett on Twitter has been just really praising this season. He somehow has some kind of inside knowledge. He knows a lot about this Season 3, and he said it's going to be some of the best Star Trek we've ever gotten, and he's been really praising us, really touting it up. So I don't know if he knows what he's talking about. I know he has been very critical of modern Star Trek, so that gives me some hope that there might be something to what he's saying. But still, I'm not going to get my expectations too high for this season. Now, the one thing about this season, though, I have to be honest, is the trailer. It kind of comes off as a story we've seen a lot before in Star Trek, and it kind of comes off as a Wrath of Khan type story. And this is something that has bothered me for a while in Trek. The Wrath of Khan is a very high regarded film among Star Trek fans. Me personally, it is my favorite Star Trek movie of all time. And a lot of fans feel that way. Now, not every fan does, but in general, I think this movie is one of the most highly regarded Star Trek films. It's kind of like the benchmark for Star Trek movies. But because of that, creators of Star Trek have always been trying to duplicate the Wrath of Khan. They did that with Star Trek Nemesis. I remember that was marketed as, well, this is going to be the next Wrath of Khan. And there were some story elements that were kind of lifted from the Wrath of Khan and put in that, but it was not the Wrath of Khan. Not only that, Star Trek Into Darkness, that was almost like another trying to retell the Wrath of Khan story. And so it seems like this is like another Wrath of Khan story. Like you have this ship that they look like they might be criminals, and headed by this woman, and they're out trying to destroy Picard for some reason and bring down the Federation. We don't know why. So that whole idea kind of feels like played out, worn out. Like they have to let the Rathacon go and just, instead of trying to, mimic that story or retell that story or kind of capture that lightning again, just do their own thing. Now, I might be wrong. It might not be like a Rathacon style story. That might be just how it's perceived in the trailer. And the other thing too is when it comes to the Next Generation. Now, I know a lot of Trek fans now like to really criticize and crap on the whole Kurtzman era of Star Trek, but it kind of makes people look back at the Berman era with rose-tinted glasses. But there was a lot of bad Star Trek back then too. If you look at the TNG films, the TNG cast was, the whole concept of the Next Generation was never done justice in their movies. You had the TNG Star Trek The Next Generation. That was this huge television show, and it ended, had a great final episode. It was a fantastic send-off. It was like one of the best endings to a thing I'd ever seen. One of my favorite final episodes. This huge high watermark. And going right into Generations, that film was disappointing. Then they had a good, solid film with First Contact, but then after that, Insurrection wasn't very good, and then Nemesis was bad, and they only got 4 films. So they never got a decent send-off. I didn't think Nemesis was a good ending for the Next Generation. Where the original series, it was kind of flipped around, where TNG had a fantastic final episode to their television era. The original series had a really lousy final episode because they just got canceled. So that last episode, Turnabout Intruder, is just a horrible episode. It's one of the worst of the original series episodes. But they had a fantastic run of films, and their final movie, Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, was a perfect send-off for the original series cast and crew. It was perfect. Whereas Next Generation, it was flipped around. So that always left a bad taste in my mouth, that final Nemesis film, the last one that the TNG did. It was just never sat right with me. I thought they really got a lousy send-off. So I'm hoping Picard Season 3 gives us the ending that they should have gotten in the movies. I don't know if it will, but that's my hope for this final season of Picard, is give them the send-off they never got in the films. I hope the buzz is right about this, and I hope this is going to be a really good season of Star Trek. So that's everything I got to say in this video. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and I will see you at the next one. I'd like to say thank you to all of my subscribers. I appreciate you all in helping this channel grow. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when new videos are uploaded.